Yeah, Shalom. All honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh Basham, Yahweh Shai, Basham Rakakwadash. Big up all of the Akyam and the Akwaf, the brethren and the sister them. I help push 100% truth to the four corner. And double honor to all the elder them, Yasha Allah. Those who come before me, teaching 100% truth to the four corner. So we are going to hit it once again, the mark of the beast, but we are going to talk about when it talk about your hand. How it mean from your shoulder to your fingertip. The whole thing is your hand. Your shoulder down to your fingertip is classified as your hand in the old language that the Bible is written in. And we will start in Ecclesiasticus 38 and 30. Right? This is talking about a potter with his clay. He fashioneth the clay with his arm, and boweth down his strength before his feet. He applieth himself to lead it over, and he is diligent to make clean the furnace, right? So the scripture says that the potter fashioneth the clay with his arm, because when this was translated, there was not a word for differentiate between your tricep, your forearm, your bicep, and your palm, right? The one thing, your arm, your side, right? That's why you see a potter working with the clay, them use them hand. But the Bible call this, he fashioneth the clay with his arm. It says that this person is fashioning the clay with his hand. The Bible would describe this as using his arm. Your arm is your hand. Right, here's another one. The Bible would describe this as using your arm when you are using your hand, because hand and arm are interchangeable in the literature of the Bible. Right, so Ecclesiasticus 38 and 30 in the King James Version. He fashioneth the clay with his arm. Right, now we just look at the picture and say a potter uses his hands. Let's get this in a different translation. Right, in the Good News translation. He worked the clay with his feet until he can shape it with his hands. Right, it's, instead of using arm, it's a hands. He mowed the clay with his arm, right? It use arm right there, so instead of hand, right? Contemporary. And so much to do, he works the clay with his feet to make it soft. Because remember that the potter is turning the clay under the table with a pedal, then shapes it with his hands before baking it. Right? With his hands he mowed the clay, but we know the original scripture read as arm. But when it translates into a modern language, it go into hand, because the differentiation between your arm and just the palm of your hand come later in life. It come later, 2,000 years later. This new translation. In the original, it just go into arm. Right? And when you go into arm in the Bible, the word for that is yad. Right? In the Hebrew. And this word can mean many things. It can mean arm, or it can mean side. Right? You see it right there, so? Side. Right? It's used as hand 1,300 times. It's used as side 5 times. So it sure you said this word can be used as side, not just your hand. Right? And that's 2 Samuel 18 and 4. This is an example. And the king said unto them, what seemeth you best I will do. And the king stood by the gate. And the king stood by the gate side. And all the people came. Hold on, that's the wrong one. Yeah, this is the right one. And the king stood by the gate side. Right? And when it says side, it's yad. When we just see it used as hand 1,300 times, but this time it's used as side. Because it's the same thing. It's talking about your shoulder to your fingertip, man. Your shoulder to your fingertip. Right? Yad. Now you go into, say you have the name Benjamin. Right? Ben means son and Jamin mean hand. Right? Right side. Right? Right hand. In the modern English. But in the old one, it was just hand, or it was just side. Right, when you say Jamin or Banyamyan or Benjamin, son of, no, Yamin mean right side, instead of just hand. Right? It's used as hand 105 times. It's used as right 24 times. It's used as side 5 times. Because when you say yam yan, you're just specifying which side now, the right side instead of the left side. You understand? So this another one showing you that arm or hand just means side. Right? The whole thing from shoulder to fingertip, right, is your side or your hand. Now when you jump to Revelation 13 and 16, and he calls it all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in the right hand or in the forehead. Then the people say, oh, see, it can't be the jib jab because I get it in my arm, bro, and I never get it in my hand. I get it in my arm, I get it in my shoulder, I get it in my forearm. Right? But you have to remember, the word for hand right there, so it's Greek now. And it goes into deikos, deos, or dexios, but it's dehios, dehios. Right there, so G1188. And when you go into G1188, dehios, from G1209, the right side, our hand, our hand slash side, right side. You understand? It's used as just explicitly hand 39 times, but it's also used as side or just the right of something 12 times. You understand? So this for the people who say, well, I never get the mark of the beast, bro, because it going on my arm, it going on my shoulder. No, brother. When it says side, when it says hand, it means side. It can go from your fingertip to your shoulder, bro. You understand? This was the mark of the beast, bro. It happened. It really happened. And people were not watching out for it. You understand? Ecclesiasticus 38 and 30. He fashioneth the clay with his arm. This is the original King James translation. In the new translations, it will say hand. Because hand and arm are interchangeable in the whole language. But we know when it say fashioneth the clay with his arm, that it was always talking about his hand. Right? But the word is interchangeable because hand go into from shoulder to fingertip. It's the side of somebody. Right? So I hope this was informative and people learn from it. Shalom, peace and blessings.